Yo, what's good YouTube? This is Zangirio, and as promised, this is the video of how to display the content. Alright, so there is like a couple of options that we could do. Alright, first of all, we're gonna install this plugin, or sorry, right? It's called ACF Field Blocks. Alright, this is like appropriate for the WordPress block editor, but let me just be clear about something while we're installing the plugin. If you're using Elementor, if you're using WordPress Bakery, if you're using whatever it is in terms of like WordPress, you can still display the ACF fields, right? You can display them by like doing a custom plugin, doing a custom like section in a theme that displays your custom fields. It depends on the situation. It depends on what actually you're trying to do, all right? But as you can see over here, this is a new plugin that's called blocks by ACF fields, right? There is something called as well meta field block, all right? This will as well works, all right? But these are just new plugins. I'm not really sure if there was like old plugins, maybe this. I haven't tested that much, to be honest. Most of the times I usually use like actual, like make a custom plugin or make like a custom block for that area. But to simplify things today, we're going to be using blocks for ACF fields. All right. So over here right now in the loop, all right, I got to refresh just the page just to make sure that the widget over here appears, or the block, I'm sorry. So if I search ACF, right, as you can see over here, it says display an ACF field, all right. We can enter that into the query loop, right? And let's check out how it's just going to look at the end of the day, all right? Let's add it below the title, all right? And it's asking me what field are you, like what's the source of it? So it's gonna be the current post, so book, and we just want the book long description. So as you can see, since this is the only book that has long description, it's gonna appear, right? So if I go into book 3 and I just edit the book, let me just add in the other custom fields, and we're also going to add in like a single page, right? So we can make it appear also on a single page. These books don't have a long description, so that's why it's not showing. But if I go into book 2 and book 1, you know what I mean? Like, let me refresh this, add a book, and basically we can just copy this one, you know what I mean? And it will appear. Let's add any featured image. Right, I'm not really sure if I have any uploaded images. I think we have like 2 books or something like that. Pexels. All right, so let's go to Pexels. I'm not really sure where the images went. Oh, right here they are. So that's book number 3. All right, and for book number 1, let's just add in the same long description. It is pretty simple, you know what I mean? It does not really need like a lot of like complexity or anything, but probably the only complexity that you're gonna face is within like the editor itself. So let's add in a single template for the books. All right, so let's give it a moment and it will show. All right, maybe you already have one. No, we don't. All right, so it just takes a moment and it loads, as you can see, so we can create a single item for books. So this is going to be the template for all books. Of course, the block editor is not like the best like editor in the world. As you can see, it's just like a little bit crazy, but again, it just depends on what editor you're using. All right. Um, let's save this one. We don't really need to do anything over here. And let's create the template again. All right. So single item book and all books for all items. All right. We can choose a pattern. All right. Let's I don't know. Let's choose this one. All right. Of course, like we don't have an author, so we can just delete this. And over here we can just delete this as well. All right, so over here is just displaying the content block. We want to display actually the ACF field of the long description, all right? So current post and then book field, book long description, maybe add in another H2 just so we could know what is going on, but we're not gonna be using this title, we're gonna be using a heading, all right, because this one is dynamic, so this one's gonna basically get like the post image, everything, you know what I mean? So yeah, we're just gonna use a heading, I'm sorry. Let's keep the title as it is and take this heading. Again, if you cannot move things in the WordPress block editor, you can just go into the like document overview over here. And let's just scroll down. Maybe it's here. Where do we want to put it? We want to put it under the like above here, I'm sorry. So over here, and we can make another like column for or another group, so we can just duplicate that and just remove the content, all right? And in the second one, we're just gonna remove all of this. And again, if it's a little bit confusing, I'm sorry, but it's literally the block editor, not like the ACF fields or anything like that. In other page editor, this can be simple. Let's call this long description. And what's gonna happen is right now, if I go into book 1, as you can see right now, the template has changed. All right. In book 1, we do not have a description, so let's just save that. All right, and just make sure that the content itself is supposed to be shown over here. So let's actually debug why it's not shown over here. All right, so let's inspect that. It's no errors, no nothing. That is fine. Again, can just go into custom posts and custom fields. And the pages. Again, let's view the books. Let's just make sure that book 1 and book 3 have the, yeah, they do have the long description, all right? But the long description itself is not shown over here. So what seems to be the issue, all right? Book long description, oh, all right. So we just need to add in, we just needed to actually like press select field or load field, I'm sorry. That's all we really need to do. Let's go back to books 3 and here it is. Basically all we need to do is just like click over here and load the field. All right, let me do it again for you. All right, so advanced field. What I basically just forgot is over here, just make sure to like select load field and you'll get the correct ACF field. All right, so this is how we display it using a block, right? And as you can see right now, it's working. Again, it will work for whatever item you add. You just have to make sure that the block like for ACF field supports this. If it does not, you can create your own or create like a custom section in your template for that. So that's pretty much it. This is how we display the advanced custom fields or the secure custom fields in like a single post or even like in the archive of the posts, all right? It depends on the editor. I'm not gonna keep replying the same thing, but it is pretty easy to display them. Basically, in the next video, guys, we're going to be talking about the advanced fields and the secure custom fields, all right, in the field groups, because again, like I mentioned, these need a video on their own. I don't want to like summarize them as simple as possible. They do need some more explanation of how you can use them together in relationship with like a taxonomy, a user, Google Maps, whatever. All of this is just like some advanced, a little bit custom fields, but they're not that hard, and I'll show you use case situations for it. So that's pretty much it. This was Angry Video. I'll see you guys in the next video, and peace, you guys.